Last night we reported on how throwing away food, whether by shops or families, costs up to £17 billion a year. Campaigners say much of that waste could be avoided. Tonight we're looking at the simple steps that farmers, retailers and we the consumers can take to stop so much food ending up in the rubbish bin. Jeremy Cook reports.
If you want to stop food waste, Down on the Farm is a good place to start. These fields are part of a trial to find new ways to make sure these potatoes end up on our plates and not in the bin.
I hate waste because it's costing me money, and so I don't want to see waste, and so that's why we're striving all the time to cut out waste in the field. So Ian, I've got some VA data here.
Jeff is comparing notes, sharing high-tech data with Ian from the supermarket.
So we're looking good low waste.
Even before the potatoes come out of the ground, detailed computer analysis means they know, for instance, the yield. And so, how much shelf space in store, how much marketing to shift any excess.
We're working with technology to allow that information flow from what's happening in the field, so our growers can tell us what they think they're going to be producing, and then we can match that to what we want to sell and hopefully take that waste out of the supply chain.
There are now big efforts throughout the process to reduce food waste, whether it be on the farm, in processing, in storage or in the supermarkets. But perhaps the biggest difference can be made by us consumers, because most of the food that gets thrown away is from our own kitchens. Kate's a self-confessed foodie. She took part in a scheme to reduce waste and now puts 20% less food in the bin. But how? Well, Kate measures ingredients so there's no waste, keeps the fridge at optimum temperature so things stay fresh, uses DIY vacuum packs in the freezer for long-term storage.
Ta-da!
And keeps leftovers for weekday lunch and supper.
You save food, you save money and you save time. So if you want to do any of those three things, it's worth it. And then also, we should feel a little bit responsible for the planet as well.
But what happens if you still have food heading for the bin? Well, how about a community fridge? It's a simple idea. Food that's still good is donated instead of discarded. And then it's given for free to anyone who wants it. This one is in Swadlincote. It's one of 2 already operating, but the plan is to have 50 up and running by the end of the year. Good news for people like Lizzie.
If obviously it's going in the bin, it's wasting, especially for those that haven't got enough money to go and get a full food shop.
There are people that are desperately in need, and yet there are other organisations that are just throwing food down into skips. There are people that have come in here that have talked about the days when they used to have to go into the skips and the amount of food they get out of the skip.
Producing food takes hard graft and major investment, but it's massively undervalued, and reducing waste will take a huge shift of attitude in our throwaway society. Jeremy Cook, BBC News.